Just that one, just that one. Okay. My name is Ben Carr. I work at Bloomberg, where I lead the climate risk analytics development. I'm also a visiting fellow at the London School of Economics, and I'm representing a research project team today that was mainly based out of Oxford University. It included Matteo Gasparini, who was the project research lead, Eric Beinhocker, Sophie and Matthew Ives. The aim of our research was to consider whether model-based financial regulation could be impairing the transition to a low carbon economy and net zero emissions. A number of studies have already looked at this question and have suggested there is qualitative evidence this may be the case, but no empirical investigation has been performed to date. So the research team was keen to carry out an empirical investigation to consider this question and see whether there was evidence that financial regulations are indeed currently impairing the transition to a low carbon economy. So our main conclusions are that as a result of studying, using data from the European Banking Authority's transparency exercise, as well as the European Banking Authority's risk assessment exercise, that if we look at the sort of loan loss reserves held against high carbon as opposed to low carbon sectors, then we see that actually the relative size of those reserves compared to the outstanding value, or the provisions coverage ratio, is lower for high carbon rather than low carbon investments and sectors. And this implies that if a divestment strategy was employed by companies and they divested their high carbon assets and invested them into low carbon assets, then they would see an increase in their loan loss reserves of approximately 35%. The potential accounting P&L impact of this could be anything up to 15% of 5 years' profits, and that equates to about 28 billion euros in total. And consequently, there is evidence that current model-based financial regulations could be acting as a brake on firms investing in the transition and low carbon investments that are required to get us to net zero. Finally, this could mean that financial-based regulation is resulting in a build-up of climate risk in the system. So it could both in terms of a build-up of investments in assets that will ultimately become stranded, as well as a build-up in sort of physical climate change risk. It's a great honour for the team to receive this award. When we conducted this research, we felt it was an important topic and one that was relevant for policymakers and will hopefully inform improved policy over time. So it's great that FEAR and PRI have recognised the research, as we hope that this will ensure that it continues and can support dialogue around how policy can be developed and improved and refined over time in order to make sure it is consistent with wider policy objectives and isn't inadvertently getting in the way or impairing the transition to a low carbon economy.